There's not a lot to do to this thing today. We have to get this out. We are falling behind. I thought we had 2 weeks until our next derby. I was wrong. The derby is in like next weekend. This derby is this weekend, and we have to have 2 cars ready for next weekend, but hopefully they're both going to be pretty easy builds. So as far as I'm concerned, this thing here is pretty much done. I just got to cut some holes for some straps. I want to take the grill off. Well, maybe I'll leave the grill. I just thought it was hitting something. And put the radiator back in. And then this one is done, the window bar, and then that's it. So let's get this thing done. Well, that didn't take us too long today. What we did was window bar, holes in the hood, get the radiator in, got rid of the rad fan. It just looked like a giant projectile underneath there, so I wanted it out. We got a battery charging, we put air in the tires. I need some airbag covers. Those are back here. So cover up the battery and the gas tank. We'll throw those inside the truck. Just get out of the way over there. Seats in. I still have wheel weights on. I'll deal with that at the show. Maybe they'll let it pass because it's just on the drive tires. Sorry, on the steering tires, not the drive tires. And I'm pretty sure we can try starting this thing and driving it out here very shortly. And I'm just going to park it probably in front of the bus there because, guys, I got a lot of stuff to do today. I'm still a little stressed out about how many shows I got before, how many days I got before I got to build 2 cars. But they're both stripped, so that should save us. And one is called a windshield class, which I can't really do anything to, so that should be a pretty quick build. So let's get this truck out of here, and we'll get the next car in here for the windshield class. And you guys don't even know what it is yet, because I haven't showed you. Something different. Dirt bike tires? What traction did they get? You coming to protect me? Arrgh. Those tires just tore the shit out of my driveway. I think those are going to be amazing. I'll let you guys, this will be my first time actually having the dirt bike tires inside the ring. I'll let you guys know how I like them. Let's get the next car in here. Well, after having a heat wave for the last week and a half, you think she'll start up? It's like only 25 degrees today. It's been like 35 all week. Ready? Sorry, lady. Just take a little whiff of this. It'll be okay. Smells good. We're just going to let her warm up there for a bit. It's only like 25 degrees today. You guys want to see the car that's going to come in the shop? Is it this truck where the frame is rotted out? No. Is it this truck where the frame is rotted out? No. Is it this truck where the engine's blown up? No. Is it that truck that's missing a whole bunch of parts? And apparently the motor's blown up, but it seems to be running okay? No. It's this W body. Story on this W body, it was my very ever first sponsored car. Shelburne Scrap Metal and Iron gave it to me. What the deal is I got advertised for them and they get it back. Kind of wanted to keep it. Started looking at it. It's not as good as I thought. So here's what we're going to do. They punched holes in the oil pan and the transmission pan and the gas tank because they are a scrap yard and they prepped it all for scrap. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to pick it up with the loader. We're going to bring it in the shop. And we're going to build it to Impact Motorsports windshield class rules. And I'm going to have to look them up because I'm kind of unfamiliar with it. I think maybe a post to post and that's about it. Gas tank in the middle of the back seat, battery on the passenger floor, and factory bumpers. Can't change bumpers, can move wiring and go. I'm going to remove the windshield just because my uncle did this. He thought he had to do that to take the dash out, but told him to strip the car, but Kinda did. Still some stuff that has to come out, but fuck it. Screw it, it's there. Let's get this thing inside the shop. Still can't get over how awesome those tires are. And you guys just seen what it did to the driveway. Like, that was crazy. The amount of traction of them. But let's go take a look at this W body. So, this W body. I have zero history on it. I don't know when the last time it ran and drove was. I paid a guy to come here and strip it because I am running out of time for all these shows. So, I did take a quick look at the rules there last night at work, and I'll probably try to do it again tonight at my lunch hour at work and just see what I'm allowed to do. But I don't think it's a whole heck of a lot. One thing I do want to check is this motor seized. I haven't checked that yet, so let's get a wrench and put on there and see if she's seized. So after a quick investigation, I don't have a 15 mil shallow socket that can fit in there. Maybe a wrench. Maybe I got a wrench. I tried using a 5/8. It wasn't the right size. Just probably stripped the shit out of it. Okay, 15. We'll use a 15 and a 16 because then we'll get extra prying abilities. I have lots of 14s, 15 deeps, no 15 shallows. So let's see if this motor turns over. Well, that's not really a great sign. It's not turning over. Just took a bunch of skin off my arm. Let's just try throwing a battery in this thing to see if it turns over. Oh, they cut all the positives and negatives. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, let me try to figure something out here. So I can't get a wrench on there, and then when I did get a wrench on there, it's going to leave a bruise on me because I'm a little baby. So we got a battery hooked up. I found the positives and negatives. I haven't tried starting it yet. So ready? Where's the keys? I just had the keys. There's the keys. Come on, turn over, would you? Okay, now it's not doing nothing. Did I lose a connection? You were making buzzing sounds earlier. What are you doing? Alright, I'm going to need some more time with this. Hold on. Okay, I'm just going to do the old school thing. The key's making me upset. I'm probably missing some positive wires in here. They cut everything, so I don't really know what goes where. And maybe the key won't start because I don't have a dash in it. I don't know. Let's just jump in here. So let's just see if the starter engages. You touch the two big ones together, see if the starter engages. Okay, so the starter's spinning. Is it this one and this one? No, try this too. Oh! Will turn over. Oh, she's turning over. But the crank is turning on the belt, so that means one of these pulleys is probably seized. Ready? Let's try this again. It's the alternator. Alternator seized. So, anyway, it turns over. It's not seized. Let's start building it, I guess. That's good enough for me. Guys, I'm simple and easy. So, windshield out. So, this car's not as clean as I was hoping. The frame's gone through right there. But what can you expect from a car from a junkyard? It's not the best, but she's here. She's trying. That's all that matters. Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so rotted. The downside is they put holes in the transmission pan and the oil pan. Transmission pan looks like an easy fix, but the oil pan, it really doesn't look like that easy of a fix. I might just try to old-fashioned JB weld that one right there, that's for sure. Maybe I'll go buy some JB and throw on it, but the transmission panel swap out and it needs an alternator. Alright, so we got it up. We're seeing what the bottom side here looks like. Yeah, so I think we're going to blow this motor up. I don't care. We'll put a new transmission pan onto it, and so now bring it down and we'll start taking off all these rear tires to get them to turn. Just knocked over my damn vacuum. This thing's going to be a quick build, guys. It is rotted. So we got all the rear brakes off, had to hammer off the shoes and drums, and ow. We got little 13 inches on the back there. I tried putting my Camry 14s, but the problem was the center bore is the wrong center bore. So the back end spins freely now. We have all 4 tires rolling. I don't even want to look at that because of how rotted the back of this car is. I can't believe that this car is like that. We have the front end apart. I will say though, for how rotted it is, it's got all brand new brakes. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this fin off. We're going to take this out. You know what? I just might leave it. This thing, oh my god. Oh! I feel like I'm going to puke looking at that. Don't. Yeah, we're just going to keep building this car and we're not going to look at that spot. Oh my goodness. That's so bad. Oh, this car is going to do so bad. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm happy I didn't buy this car. I'm so happy I did not buy this car. Oh, I don't think this is going to go well. What's the other side? The rad support I know is gone. At least this control arm's solid. Let's just look at this frame rail. This frame rail looks much better, guys. So I'm going to try to fit, it's the rules say I could have any tires. I'd like to put these ones on. I'm pretty sure they're going to fit. Just have to go get the other one off of a car. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut these fins off so then they don't like to get pushed into anything. And then try throwing tires on. But I don't even have any lug nuts for this car. They're a different bolt pattern than, well, thread pitch than Toyota's. This car is coming along very quick. Unfortunately, our vacuum just died. So I had to punch these holes in the floor and then scoot all the glass through the holes. So we are making one heck of a mess here in the shop. But we have the trunk clean. Got all the wiring out of it. Have to look up the rules, what I can do for it. Got all the wiring pulled up. Gas tank bracket, battery bracket. I'm going to look up the rules for the, wiring harness and what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. I'm not exactly sure yet. That's kind of disgusting. And I'm going to have to call somebody about the alternator because it needs a new one. And then, yeah, going pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to disconnect the fuel lines. And we're going to run the fuel lines, which are right here. What's a beautiful thing. We're just going to cut these. Maybe make sure we don't get any fuel in our face. We're just going to disconnect this because that's not doing too much anymore. And yeah, seems to be going pretty good. Let's get the fuel lines ran and then go from there. So we got the fuel line on the engine. We were able just to take the mini grinder and cut off these quick high pressure disconnects. But everything seems to be going really good. I need to message a buddy because I forget which ones are the rear brakes on this. They're probably labeled. Probably down here. Left front. I can't see through all the gunk down there. Anyway, they're probably labeled. I'll just ask him anyway. It might be easier. I'm going to read the rules tonight to see what I can do for electrical wise, like moving electrical, standalone harness, tune the ECM, all that fun stuff. The oil pan looks like it's too hard to disconnect, so I did find a whole bunch of JB weld. So we're going to see how well a engine will hold together with JB weld holding the oil pan back together, because transmission pan I can change, but tripping over some horns. But the oil pan's just a little bit too much of a job. But honestly, guys, for one day coming in here in the shop, and I don't even have that much time. Like, it's only been maybe 3 hours. We have all the rest of the windows out, vacuumed up. We got the gas tank in, battery in, we got all the rear brakes off, everything trimmed out, different tires on it. We figured out what tires we're going to run on the front of it. We figured out if the motor will turn over, which it does, so if it turns over, it should fire. We're going to need to get a new alternator. We need some new wheel nuts because we're out of those. And yeah, I'm kind of really excited for this, guys and girls. But yeah, I'm going to read the rules tonight to see what I can do with the electrical. I would really like to take the standalone harness and engine control manual module out of this, because this right here is my 3100 tuned GM, and I would really like to put this inside of that one, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to within the rules. I don't see why I wouldn't, but I'd rather just double check, you know. So I would really like to put this one in that car, that is for sure. But other than that, seems to be going pretty good, you know. So let's go back and take a look at the other car. But this thing here is going to be a very stock build, and that's why I'm nervous, because it's called the windshield class. I don't have a windshield because it was all shattered, but I don't know if I can run the tuned ECM in the quick standalone harness. The rules actually specify that you cannot run a Camry-based product. So Camry, Solera, Lexus, ES300, anything like that, Avalon, you cannot run them in this class. So you guys are talking about Camrys being outlawed. Here you go, is the first rules of starting to get that here in Ontario. There's actually another company that will not let Camrys run in mini car. They changed the wheelbase down to 104 or 105 or something like that, but they actually outlawed Camrys completely. But here we go, building this W body. We do have an idea of tires. We're allowed to run any tires we want, so we have two options. Now Brampton is a very hard packed track, so we can run these ones, and they're my nice diggers, or we can run my V-treads. Now I really like these on my Camrys. I'm not sure how I would handle them with the 3100 horsepower, but I think it might get me into a little bit of trouble. So we'll have to see which tires look best on this and kind of suit it for what it's going to do. But next thing's next is alternator, wiring, battery, gas tank. Holy, there's still a lot to do on this. So make sure you guys come back tomorrow to see us build the rest of this thing. So take care, guys. See you back here tomorrow in Zach's workshop.